In this video, I was not allowed to do research, do a focus, or train new divisions. Could I somehow win with all these disadvantages? Watch the video to see. Welcome back to my channel, everyone. Man, do I love Hearts of Iron 4, and boy, do I really love playing the game as it's not intended to be played. And that's exactly what we'll be doing today. Let's hop into Germany, and we'll leave Iron Man mode on, and we'll even leave historical AI on. We'll just hop right on into it. Everyone, welcome to Germany. We start off with, of course, a big industry, a nice manpower pool, nice amount of war support, and a nice amount of stability, all that good stuff. And we have an army of 30 divisions, and that's all we will have today, is 30 divisions max. And you see this right here, research slot available? We're just going to do this. And you see this right here, to set a national focus? Yeah, we're also going to just hit this. And yeah, that's pretty much the extent of what we're doing today. No research, no focuses, and I'm not allowed to train new units. We are stuck with this 30. This is not my idea alone. iStar Productions, I'm sure all of you know him, has done this challenge a few times, at least the no focus part, and I'm pretty sure he did no research as well. Either way, that'll be up on screen right now. Yes, it's going to take everything in my willpower not to just start researching stuff and to not do any focuses. We have MIFO bills, and since we're not doing focuses, we can't get rid of them. We actually can get rid of the MIFO bills right here, but then we'll get this recovering economy, which we can't make any better. So I don't really know what the best course of action is. I don't think I've seen this challenge done with the new German focus tree. So of course I'm going to train out my units a little bit, and it's not like I need that much infantry equipment or really any equipment too much. So I'm not really going to prioritize my factories on this stuff. I'll probably prioritize factories on other things like better divisions, like light tanks, trucks, and air and stuff like that. You know I'm playing different today. When I got my boy, actually I should not say that, when I got Hermann Göring here as my air advisor. Okay, I accidentally just started researching, well, an experimental facility. That's alright. You know what we can do? We can just dismantle the facility there. That's a good way of not accidentally doing any research, is just getting rid of the research facility. My spies are going to be on the table though, and we'll be working around the clock, getting collabs on the Soviets. Now, one thing we can do actually is justify on the Dutch East Indies. That will cause 5% world tension, but what it'll do is we'll get us at war with the Netherlands pretty early on, and I'm really hoping our 30 divisions should be able to easily take out the Netherlands, and then we'll get the Dutch East Indies and all of their beautiful resources for free. So we'll start off the game by doing that, I guess. And that's actually got me thinking. I think keeping the MIFO bills will be the better call here, because once we go to war, we get that decision to either switch off of the MIFO bills or say that conquest has always been the goal, and I think we can still use the gold to reduce the consumer goods factor there. So that will definitely be the play, but we're going to be needing to take out a lot of countries in order to keep our MIFO bills satisfied, especially because we can't do any of the price controls or reduce it through our tree here. So with our starting research, we got to make the best things we can possibly make in terms of fighters and stuff. So we'll grab, okay, we don't have heavy machine guns, which sucks, but you know what we can do? We'll just grab some cannons. That should do okay for the air. Fortunately, we only have engine 2s, so we'll probably have to do 2 engine 2s. They'll be expensive. Okay, so this will be our fighter. I don't know. We'll see how this thing performs, and our fighters will be called the Daniel Merceau after a channel member. Thank you very much. And we'll get some cast designed as well. Alright, and this will be our CAS, which will be called the Loopy WT. So there we go. This will be our aircraft for the rest of the game. Then we'll also need to design some like tanks. Okay, and this is a pretty scuffed light tank, but this is what we're gonna go with. And it will be called the Levy FR after a channel member, of course. Might as well get some naval bombers into production. They'll be called the Binacle. And I don't know if these light machine guns are actually gonna do anything, but we'll just see how they do anyways. I don't know. Also, the other thing, no research means our production cap is stuck here. Alright, and it looks like our justification is complete. Now, they shouldn't be guaranteed or anything, and yes, they are not. So let's declare war. And do we get the event? Let's see. Yes, we do. The future of the German rearmament program. Rearmament has always been the goal, and now we have an economy of conquest. At least that lets us calm down the MIFO bills a little bit. Let's take out the Netherlands. And there we go. We're going to puppet the Dutch East Indies, take their resource rights and their war reps, of course, and we'll do the same to the Dutch. Okay, so there we go. Actually, we probably should have just taken the Dutch, because then we could just steal their gold, but that's okay. We have their factories, and they are doing us nicely. So yeah, there we go. One nation is down, and that actually caused a ton of world tension. So we got to be careful with who we go after next. Austria is led by the Brown Party, so I think we'll go after them. I don't think they should be guaranteed by anyone, and we'll do a little Anschluss. us. Now, one of the only things that will help us with our production are, of course, our MIOs, and another thing that will really help our army is doctrine, which I'm still allowing myself to do. And there we go, the first collab is in on the Soviets, and it is a beautiful 45%er. Well, look at this, we can already get Hungary into our faction. You know what? Yes, of course, welcome into the faction, Hungary. Alright, and it's just about time for a nice Anschluss. So we've got our new Daniel Merceaus and our Loopy WT Cass here up over the Alpine region. We're ready to give these things a spin. Of course, Austria is not guaranteed because they are led by the Brown Party. Austria, I welcome your gold. Let's just hit our magic button. And there we go, that was pretty quick. We'll just take all of their states and move on. And can we take their gold? Yes, we can. I think if we tried to go after anyone else, they would get guaranteed by the allies. So our next bit of expansion should be a wise one. There's our second collab, another 30%. So we'll have to grab one more, and we'll do that now, just while we have still the industry and all that stuff. Just realized I forgot about Spain at all, but the nationalists seem to do okay. But it certainly would have been nice grabbing some XP. All right, and there's the 100%. Our military production has caused an economic crisis. We cannot allow this to continue. We are at 100% now. Now, I think I'm going to use a similar strategy that I've used before, where you can get dominance built up before you actually go to war with the allies. So you can do a sea lion right away. I think that's what I'm probably going to do. The only problem is I'm going to have to throw a ton of units into the UK, where I don't know what I'll have left to defend against France. I'll probably have to go like 1 unit per tile against France. Who else can we get in the faction? Yugoslavia, sure, why not? And Romania, there we go. And Bulgaria, okay, there we go. Everyone's joining the cool club. This is what I'll go with for my infantry for now. We've got some infantry guns in there. We've got these supports. I've added some AA, and they're 24 combat with 130 soft attack. Italy now wants to be a part of the club. Our nations do share many common interests, and you know what, Italy? Welcome into the Axis. Alright, and now I put a timer on myself. I'm justifying on Denmark, which will take us 215 days to complete, and we will be ready in March of 1940. UK and France has guaranteed them immediately. Alright, now I'm not going to have any troops, but it looks like our allies will at least be helping us out a little bit on the front lines here, and against Denmark, who we're actually justifying on. I need all the units I can get into the UK, because I'm assuming, yeah, they have quite a few divisions. Alright, our justification is done on Denmark. Get out of here, Dutch divisions. And we have our 600 fighters, 500 casts here. We have only 25 spare, and we'll declare war on Denmark, finally putting us at war with the allies. And let's launch our naval invasion. Oh, this better go well. Okay, Denmark has indeed surrendered, so that's good. I am a genius. We will protect them. And we have a free Denmark now. There we go. Okay, let's do a force attack. And we've actually made a landing. We need everybody and their dog over here into the UK immediately. Come on, boys. We need to do this now. It's now or never. And our air is doing, yep, certainly not that well against the UK. Oh, come on, boys. Don't just let yourselves be walked around like this. Oh, this is funny. The Soviets actually want to send me Lend-Lease. Yeah, sure, go ahead, Stalin. Fortunately, we are getting pushed back in the UK. We have red air, complete red air. Our fighters are doing all they can, and we are out of supply now as well. Yeah, we are getting raided into oblivion here. Alright, well, that certainly did not go very well. We'll have to give that another try. Yikes. Okay, now this time what I think I'm going to do is militarily, we'll need to invest quite heavily in, I think, just fighters. I really need a big air force. That air force was not cutting it, especially with the efficiency we were getting, so we'll throw a ton of stuff into our fighters, and yeah, we'll see if that goes any better this time around. Okay, this time around, I'm gonna go for this in terms of my fighters. It shaves off a lot of production costs because I'm not going 2 engines. With the nice amount of hindsight we have now, we're in the Spanish Civil War, and we can already declare on the Dutch East Indies, so let's do that. Okay, and here's the war goal on Austria. Again, time for a nice Anschluss, and here we are once again at 100% consumer goods. But this run is going much better because we helped in the Spanish Civil War so much. We have nice amount of doctrine actually done. Alright, this time around I've also got a collab in the UK. It's a nice 30%er. This time around I've got my panzer divisions up to 30 combat width, and I just realized I need to name these things. So I will call these things the Mr. Devil 03 Gaming after a channel member of mine. Thank you very much. Okay, Italy's actually at war with Greece, and they haven't joined the Allies. Dare I send my tanks down to Greece? You know what, let's do it. Let's send my tanks down to Greece. We still have a bit of time before our declaration is ready on the Danish, so I guess why not? Okay, just in case, we have enough dominance now. We have our naval invasion set to launch. Let's join the Italian call to arms here and see what we can do against Greece. The war goal is ready on the Danish, but let's just mop up the war here in Greece first. And there we go, the Kingdom of Greece has capitulated. And there we go, we got ourselves the Aegean Islands for our troubles. And we can steal their gold for a minus 1.5% consumer goods. Alright, let's see how this goes. We'll declare war on Denmark, putting us at war with the UK and France. And let's see if this invasion goes any better than the last one. And we have landed with even less resistance than last time. Very good. Okay, so far this is definitely going better. Less resistance, our air force is stronger, but still getting shot down quite a bit. It looks like we've actually secured the north up here. Very good. We're at the gates of London. Come on, boys. There we go. We've taken London and we have capitulated the UK. Let's go. Let's start justifying on Belgium next. We'll go around the Maginot and into France. All right, now this is troublesome and I figured this would happen. I thought it would happen with Poland, not quite Czechoslovakia, but they have joined the Allies now and our flank is quite open. Let's call in all of our allies to help us out. We need to get our troops home and rush into France before we capitulate. Our allies actually saved us. Wow, thank you guys very much. Okay, this is another thing I worried about is that they are reinvading the UK. Fantastic. The liberation of London. This is a disaster. Our tanks are also stuck here in Liverpool. Don't ask how. But our infantry is finally showing back up. Come on, we can't fold this hard, can we? Okay, well, I guess our new fighters are definitely doing better than the last ones. That is insane. I did not think these things would do that good. And we've actually met back up with our tanks up here in Manchester and Liverpool. From disaster to now quite an encirclement of British divisions here. And, well, maybe not. I guess we're not out of the water just yet. Here comes another invasion. The Norwegians are invading us. This has been very sweaty. My full attention has been on this, and I forgot about my justification on Belgium, so we lost probably a little bit of war support on that one, but that's okay because we weren't even ready to take out Belgium anyways. We are reconquering the UK. And Italy's actually, they're doing something down here at the very least. And there we go. Britain re-secured. Thank goodness. And Italy, yes, Italy, go ahead. If they capitulate France, then that will actually do it. They walk into Paris. Just walk into Paris, Italy. Please just walk into Paris. And there we go. They must have walked into Paris while I wasn't looking because they have finally surrendered and the war is over against the Allies. We did it. We have 60% of the war score. I would have liked more, but that's not bad. And there's the Treaty of London. Italy actually got a lot more than I thought, but that's okay. We've got a nice puppet in India. We've got a puppet here in Malaya. We control a lot of land. In Italy, you know what? I don't appreciate how you fought me in that peace conference, but we will remove Italy from the faction. They even took Slovakia. How did I not notice that? And since we seized the British gold reserves and all that, we're now at a negative in our economy of conquest. And yeah, we're absolutely pumping out factories and airports and all this good stuff now, so that is very nice. And for the eagle-eyed viewer, Belgium no longer exists. Now, I puppeted Poland here because I want a short front line. I want to be able to pull off any encirclements, all this good stuff like that. Oh, well, that's great. Japan just declared on Malaysia. I thought we had a non-aggression pact, Japan. I'm not really going to focus too hard on that, I don't think. I think my next target is actually Italy, and then we'll go for the Soviets. I can't have all just light tanks. I think I need some mountaineers, some special forces that is, and these will be the Kippy-Tag Mountaineer Divisions. They should do us quite nicely, and we'll convert a few infantry to those. Yep, there we go. We can get 4 Mountaineer Divisions in, and hopefully our entire army will be Mountaineers and light tanks by the time we go in on Mr. Stalin here. Okay, well, how the heck did this happen? How are they flipped and now they're the defenders of the homeland? I don't know how they just got Indonesia like that, but they did. Yeah, we are now very much out of rubber. Alright, it's just about time for Italy to stop existing. I am excited about this one. Actually, they're probably going to join the Japanese faction. I just realized that. But, well, let's see what happens anyways. Well, they haven't actually joined the Japanese faction, and we are just rolling over them. Mussolini has been deposed, and we are right heading into Italy. There's the Civil War. We'll transfer the territory, why not? And here goes Italy. There we go. That is much, much better. Alright, and it's time for war with the Soviets, and as you can see, my army is now all Panzer divisions. They are all of the Mr. 003 gaming divisions. Let's line up our troops on this little border right here, and we'll see what the Soviets have against us. Alright, I think we're ready. Let's declare war on the Soviets. And they are attacking us, but we should be able to hold. We have all of our air up. Let's just see what happens here now. How about a little offensive? Let's push into Mamel here. Yes, we can. There we go. A nice little offensive for us. And in the Baltics, we are fighting the brunt of the Soviet Air Force, and our crappy starter planes are out-trading theirs, and eventually we should win this air war somehow. And I haven't called in anyone to war with the Soviets, so it may look like I'm being helped out by my allies here, but I'm not. Trust me, the Soviets are only at war with me. Well, I guess Finland too is not doing too hot. Can't lie, I've been pushed back a little bit. Soviets have a lot more fight in them than I thought. Guess they've been able to just do nothing all game, but hey, now they're at war with Iran, so we'll probably be able to get them in our faction. Okay, well, I just realized I invited Iran into the faction and they've called in Greater Hungary, so yeah, it looks like all of our allies will be joining this conflict. That's fine. Again, we could probably use the distraction. Hey, maybe a little breakthrough here? Let's see. And there we go. There's the first encirclement of the war for us. Let's go. Looks like we're about to get this encirclement here too. That is another nice chunk of Soviets here. And there we go. And our allies are, well, they're doing stuff, I guess. Things are definitely happening down here. Well, it seems we've at least destroyed the Soviets in the sky. Their total airplane count is now under 1,000 at the max. So our CAS and fighters will be free to roam the skies, and hopefully that should allow us free reign on nice encirclements. But we really have to be careful with how thin our line is going to be. That is the only thing. I might trust my allies and consolidate just a little bit and go for a push up towards Riga. I decided to bring my detachment of 6 panzers down here to the south, and boy, what a difference this made. Look at this encirclement. That's like 60 to 70 divisions here in these 2 tiles. A major W for us. Goodbye. Good riddance. I've decided to pull back just a little bit here in the north and consolidate. That is doing us much better. We're able to have a little bit of a relief force somewhere else. The only problem now is our economy is, well, let's just say, at a standstill once again. Now, this is the only time I'm going to be able to actually gain divisions, and I don't want to, but I'm annexing Italy. I need their gold, and unfortunately that comes with their undeletable divisions. Wait a minute, did they actually fix Italy? You can delete divisions now? I just deleted all those Italians, never mind. I think they might have actually fixed the Italian units. Okay, well, I'm impressed. Thank you, Paradox. And we can take their juicy gold reserves, thank goodness. And there we go. Finally, we've got this nice pocket of Soviets here. We're making moves. Very successful operation here in the Baltics. What are the Soviets up to in casualties? We've taken 340,000, which seems a lot for only having 30 divisions, but we've inflicted 4 million to them, and they've almost taken 9 million to our entire alliance. Look at the Hungarians. I think it's time we get a little bit ambitious, even. Let's get this whole army group in the center. All right, let's launch this offensive. Come on. And there it is. There is this entire Soviet army cut off. Oh, it's so beautiful. I wonder how many divisions are in there. Okay, since we don't really have radar or anything, I actually can't see how many troops are here, but I know the casualties, and they were at around 9.5 million, and yeah, now they're at 11.2 million, so about 1.5 million Soviet casualties in that pocket. I can't believe we're actually doing this. Let's get into Leningrad. There we go. And it looks like the road to Moscow is near empty. Come on. Oh, the defenders of the homeland. What happened to them? Oh, thank you, Uncle Sam. And it looks like we're finally winning the battle for Moscow. Yes, there we go. Moscow is ours. Alright, and let's get another massive encirclement on the Soviets here. And after all that, Soviets add almost 14 million casualties, 7 of which to us, and they are, of course, 67% towards capitulation. Why is always that number? And they never thought Stalingrad could be captured from the south. We just rolled right on in with, like, very little resistance here through Crimea. Okay, and Japan also now has just declared war on the Soviet Union. I'm not sure why, but they have. And my game is frozen, which means one thing: the Soviet Union has capitulated to my 30 divisions. 52% of the war score. That is insane for having 30 divisions. And there we go. The Treaty of Moscow. Look what we've taken. We've got a nice little bit of room here. Just call it that. We've got a Russian puppet and all these guys here. When I tell you we barely got this landing, we barely got this landing. And there we go. We still have not lost a single division in this war. Or any war for that matter. Alright, time to put Japan to bed. Yeah, landing successful. We've already overrun divisions. Let's get the entire of our 30 divisions here into Japan and end this thing. And give me Tokyo. There's Tokyo. And there goes Japan. Easy. And finally, Japan has been put in their place. I think that's going to do it for this one. But yes, we took out the Allies, we took out the Soviets, we took out Japan. And just to show you guys, this is the starting German research. I never researched anything all game. You can check for yourself here. And I never did a focus. You can also check for yourself right here. Look at that. No focus is done whatsoever, and no units trained. This is the same original 30 divisions for the whole game. I never got encircled, I never trained a new one. It was these guys the whole time, and yeah, I can't believe I actually completed that. Big thank you to my channel members. They're up on screen right now. Your support is very much appreciated. And if you've watched this far, please consider leaving a like or subscribing. It would mean a lot to me. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.